I truly think that we should study women that live alone in their 30s and see the areas of their lives that they're thriving in, areas that they feel like they are lacking in and that they would love to have a husband for or something like that, and just figure out like who's happier. Like I always am under the impression that everybody that's married and has kids and a family, that they are doing life correctly and that they're doing it the right way. And I somehow got off track and I somehow have let myself get to this place where I don't have any of those things and therefore I'm failing. And I look at how much like a household that has two incomes, like the luxuries they're afforded, and I only have my one single income. And so I think I get caught up a lot. No, I don't think, I know I get caught up a lot in the everything must be easier if you have somebody to do life with mentality. And I know that that's not true. Like I know for a fact that's not true. I'm sure that I am happier than some people that are married with kids. Like I completely understand that. I just think that there's a lot of ways in which my life and the way I make decisions and go about things is fundamentally different than somebody who has a little bit of that security in a partner that I don't have. And I just can't imagine that. Like I'm just at a place where I'm like, what would it be like to actually be married? Like that's a crazy thought. Those are the moments that I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Because why? It's like something that everybody else has. Why can't I have it? And why don't I have it? It's a bad mentality. And that's when I start to get really negative about it. But I know I'm really happy. I know I have a great life. It's just hard when I come from having such a fun day and so fulfilled, and then coming to this like complete silence in my home is a really, really hard change, knowing that everybody's just like hanging out watching TV with their husbands or like making decisions as a unit. I think that's what I long for. Like I want that so badly.
With the feminist movement, what I'm understanding, what we're seeing in a modern day time, I'm like, y'all are saying these rights are for women. Mm-hmm. This is for the benefit of women. But then the ones who are reaping the benefits for real are the men. Mm.
Well, men told you how to act, how to behave, but y'all said that was misogynistic. So now you're getting what you get.
Bro, what's the best way for a guy to like ask you out?
Ask. There's like no, you wanna go with me? Ask me. Don't look at me too much. Don't like men's always look at you and then he struggle. I go to her, I not go to her. So come to me and ask me and then say no or yes. Just like easy.
You know how men are insufferable without money? I'm starting to think you ladies are insufferable without a man. Without the attention of a man. And honestly, like, I tried to build community with y'all in real life. I tried to be friends with you guys. But you know what? I just went and got my own man. Because that's all y'all want anyway. I just went and got my own man. And yeah, the women who still want to be in community, I am here. But at this point, like, I know that's not what y'all really want. So I'll see y'all on our couples dates, I guess. I'm starting to realize that the majority of women are just biding time until they find a man. The women in their lives are placeholders. They do not want community with them. They don't want a relationship with them. They want a man. And because of that, they are friends. They flake for men. They leave early for men. They don't respect your time because they'd rather be spending time with a man. That has ironically brought me back to the same point that they're at. I don't want to try to be friends with y'all because y'all are just using me until you find a man.
Yeah, double homicide.
I don't talk about my love life on the internet, but I have tea, and it's not the herbal kind. Remember this video I posted? Yeah. That one. And basically I was saying my husband's out here wondering why he's single because I'm praying to the Lord would keep him away from other girls. And don't think that's a joke, but I'm being so serious right now. And I pray this and I laugh with the Lord because I'm like, he's out here wondering why his love life is awful. And little does he know. Like, little does he know. So me and the Lord just joke about that all the time, okay? And here's where the tea comes in. I just so happen to be talking to my parents. And my dad is not ever on the internet, okay? He's a working man. But I happened to talk to him and he's like, oh, Claudia, you know what's crazy? And I was like, what, Dad? And he was like, you know, I just so happened to see your video. And then I was on another account and I was like swiping down. Again, my dad's never on the internet. And he was like, and I saw this guy. And he was, this is so embarrassing. We've hit an all-time low. We've hit, this is so embarrassing. Watch this video flop. Anyway, so my dad is like, then I saw this other guy and he was saying, my wife has to be praying like overtime for me because I'm so single right now. And my dad was like, so was that like a trend or like, is this the love of your life? And I was like, no, this is definitely not a trend. That was just literally a random idea I had to film. Like, this just was me being like, oh my goodness, this is so funny. I had prayed that prayer like the night before. I was like, dude, I should make a TikTok on this. This is hilarious. Also, you guys have been tagging me in a bunch of comments talking about this and I need to see what this is about. So, I guess I'm just curious to see what this other video was and I'm coming to Christian TikTok for answers. And this is going to be really embarrassing if this doesn't go my way. But hi, whoever you are who made the video, my name is Claudia. Oh my goodness, my name is Claudia. Nice to meet you, and maybe we're supposed to be friends. Yeah, I don't know. A few things about me. I love the Lord most of all. Duh. And then I also like playing pickleball and being outside and sunsets. And yeah, I really like fashion and thrifting. Thrifting is fun. I do indeed swerve for butterflies. And if I see a puppy dog stranded on the side of the road, I may cry, just shed a little tear. I'm the type of person who dances in the grocery store because life is too short not to have fun. And I nerd out just a little bit over 1 Samuel. Oh, also, I'm in college. So yeah, nice to meet you. Hopefully we can be friends. And I can see this video that I keep getting comments about. Oh, and also I will not be reaching out to you first because I am a Proverbs 31 woman. So bye.
Shoot or shoot, baby. Shoot or shoot.
One thing being a single mom taught me is that I will never date a guy who has kids of his own. And a lot of people think I'm crazy for saying that. But if you're a single mom, like, you know exactly what I mean. If you know, you know.
What if I don't want a hot girl summer? What if I want a boot up summer? Just prance around my itty bitty tiny bikini with my boo. Make TikToks, get rich together.
How do you, like, what do you... I ain't never been to the point where I want to trans on me. So to the women that had trans on them, like, what do a man say to you? Do he pay you? What do he say to get, how does that happen? I mean, it's none of my business, but I want to know, how does that happen? Is it attention? Like, do you like the attention from multiple men in one room? Do you like all your holes being filled? What's the deal with that?
What's your 5-year plan?
What's that mean, 5-year plan?
Like your 5-year plan, like what are you going to be doing in the next 5 years?
What's someone doing in the next 5 years?
Yeah, you need to have a plan. You need to have a 5-year plan.
Emma doesn't really know what he's going to do in the next 5 hours.
How did we end up there? Somehow we end up going with a very popular R&B pop star to a club. Is that where we started? How we end up there?
Yeah.
Go, Bill, say it. Just say the beginning of it.
No names.
Jay-Z and Coldplay were playing.
Oh.
They're not in the part of the story, but they were there at the, Okay. So we see this, all this, everybody, like all the hottest stars are at this big cosmopolitan, New Year's night thing. And somehow we end up around this other star. She's a female. She's pretty dope. And we all decide somehow we're all going to this club. And she's like, come on, let's go. So she's got, the big SUV trucks. We all clamor in. We're stuffed in there like sausages. And she's like, she's the boss, by the way. And she gets us all inside of the car. We get to this club. We're at this club having a really good time. By then we've had multiple shots. There's people smoking, a little everything. She decides she's done with this club. We're going to bring this club back to her hotel room.
Yeah.
So everybody gets back in the car. She's really cool, by the way. And we get in the car. We go to her penthouse suite that she has at the hotel. And we're just in awe of all we're watching. And she's such a boss. She's walking around the room. She's got stacks of singles in her pocket. And she hasn't shared it. And she brought this back. So these females come back, and so they're shaking their butt everywhere and everything's shaking their ass and they're naked. But nobody's paying attention to them. There's just like music playing out loud. People are smoking a little weed, you know what I mean? And we're all talking, just having a good time, but they're doing stuff, but they're not getting paid anything. She has the money, but she hasn't, it's in the cut. So eventually she's like, oh my God, they're starting to get bored because no one's paying attention to them. So they go up to this girl and they're like, so-and-so, we're going to leave because, everybody's, everybody, Billy, you have to tell it. Come on, say it. You have to say what she says, okay? You're going to say it. So we're going to leave because nobody's paying attention to us and they're holding their clothes in their hand. And she says,
Shut up and dance.
Saw a meme that said, I like my man a little strict. I want to listen. But do y'all really? Because I saw so many girls repost that and I'm like, y'all don't want to listen to nobody. You want to listen when it's convenient to you. You want to listen if a man's telling you, hey, baby, come get some of this money. But do you want to listen when someone's trying to help you, when someone's trying to improve you, when you have to hear something that you don't want to hear that's uncomfortable? Then you got a problem. Then you ready to move on. Then you ready to go to the next person. Like, don't these memes and this internet stuff, like, let's be for real. Do you really want to listen? Do you really like a strict man? Or do you just want to listen when you decide that it's beneficial to you?
Do you know what the funniest thing about so many men is nowadays? So many men are no longer scared of being single. They're now scared of being in a soul-sucking, detrimental relationship that's only going to waste their time, waste their energy, waste their effort, and waste their money. They would rather be single than be in a bad relationship. So it's not that men are complaining because they're single. Men are complaining because they've just seen everything as such a waste of time for them lately.
For the one feminist in my comments, honey, I have a message for you. You're right. My life sucks. I am very unhappy every day going to Pilates. It's like a chore. Making meals for my husband every day. It's depressing. I actually think I've developed anxiety. Thanks to your comment, it all makes sense. I don't have to be a housewife. I can go back to the grind and working and waking up at 6 a.m. and clocking in. And then the traffic on the way back home, I was missing that. I just want to say thank you to all the feminists that leave nasty comments because you saved my life. I don't know how I was doing this. This will be my last meal. I am retiring from this slave life. Look at me. Look at me. I can't believe that I look like this. I looked at myself this morning and I said, enough is enough. You can't keep going like this. Your hair is long. Your skin is glowing. Your diamond necklace is too shiny. Your Russian manicure is spectacular. You need to stop all of that and get back to work. Thank you to all the feminists in my comments. You have brought life back into my soul. Thank you.
Honestly, these type of people want others to be just as miserable as they are. Ignore them.
Women do not have to be nice to you. Women can be rude to you. They don't owe you anything. They don't owe you their kindness. They don't owe you their friendship. They don't owe you an explanation. They don't owe you anything.
Way that the bar is so low with men that we talk about them like they're preschoolers. It's like, yeah, he's still learning to talk about his feelings. Yeah, but he does know about questions. Yeah.
Bring me my Uno cards. We actually do the same thing. We're like, yeah, you know, she's working on drinking more than a cup of water throughout the day. Also, she's working on having 3 meals a day. You know, that's way better than just nicotine and iced coffee. Then probably you wouldn't have a headache and your stomach wouldn't hurt. But baby steps, we're working on it.
Because Kevin Samuels would tell men like, you're overweight, you're not like, you're bright to be thinking that you want to do, or is it that we just always used to react and the men never?
I think women did react way more than the men did, but he did come after women a lot more than he did men. Because those clips were the viral.
But that's what I'm saying. Is that because we made it viral? Because there are clips that I've seen of him getting onto the mandem. Because before he started with the mandem, yes, he started with, but it never caught traction because they didn't react. And then it caught traction because we would react.
For like the ultimate kind of misogyny, that is Andrew Tate. Yeah. But then Kevin Samuels was still on the trajectory with his misogyny as well. I would say they're in the same field.
I think it's still misogyny.
Yeah.
It's the men. So long as you're spewing misogyny, you're a misogynist. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like to me, it doesn't matter that everyone's getting energy. Like if you're talking to women in that way, then you're that way inclined. But he actually said that out of his own mouth, that women reacted more and women are what put him on the platform.
Respectfully, the number one DM I get from y'all whack bitches, how do your female friends feel about you making these videos? All you do is talk about women. No, I don't talk about y'all. I just make observations and y'all get mad in my comments because the shoe fits, Cinderella. I'm not talking about y'all. I really be talking about real situations that I've seen or that has happened to me, and I just talk about it on my phone, and then a million will be in their feelings because they know it's true. But I say that to say this. I done lost a lot of friends, but I've never been that type of friend that's gonna sit there and tell you what you want to hear, or what, like, that's just never been me. Quick story, like, I had this one friend, I ain't gonna lie, she had a terrible first baby father. Her baby father, the first one, was a deadbeat. She said being a mother was hard, she would never do the shit, and ended up getting pregnant again. Okay, cool. Second time around, her baby father, nice, wholesome man, came from a 2-parent household, very attentive, very good with, they're co-parenting, but he's still a good, loving father. We sitting down having girl talk. It's like 4 of us. This talking about something, yeah, I can't believe my first baby father did all this, and I got this good one now, I'm so thankful. But I'm still putting his ass on child support because he got to pay for what my first baby father did. So every other in the room is like, yeah, girl, get your money. And I'm sitting there like, no, that's corny. How's that corny? What you mean how that's corny? Why are you going to make a man who's doing for your child on child support? That means you're going to end up getting less than what you're already getting, stupid. So because I said that, I'm a hater and I'm a pick me and I'm this, I'm that. Oh, I want your baby father. You must want him or something. Why? Because I don't want to see a black man getting child support taken out of his check?
Y'all never seen who really take care of their kids and y'all be so salty that y'all just put them on child support. So now the $3,000 that they made after taxes and then the child support's taken out, that's less money for them and you and your kid. That's the point I'm trying to make.
What age do women stop trying to sell pussy? Now I'm not talking about you dating or relationshiping. I'm talking about like my box pays my bills. Cause I done seen women try to stay in that lifestyle till their 40s and then they try to compete with girls in their 20s and they just look like ostriches trying to flock and fly with some doves. Like, I don't see the difference. We do. Don't base your whole life on a lifestyle that has a time span and a warranty not valid. Like, that's not where you want to be. You gotta find a new job.
Whoop. When she said it, I didn't. Pay attention now.
If you've ever wondered why it's so hard to become more feminine, to relax into the feminine energy, and to flow with the feminine, look at what you're listening to. Look at the kind of shows you're watching. Look at the content you're consuming. Look at the other women you surround yourself with. Look at the books you read. Look at the celebrities and influencers you follow. Look at the news you consume. Look at what you spend your free time doing. Look at your relationships, dating life, and marriage. Look at your family patterns. Look at your morning and night routine. Look at the food you're eating. Look at your personal self-care. Look at where you get your moral compass from. Look at what your career is or the career that you're pursuing. Look at how much time you spend alone with yourself. The reason that it's so hard to become more feminine and to keep a feminine energy is because no matter what we do, no matter where we turn, no matter what we consume, we are constantly being pushed this notion by modern feminism that we have to become something different than our innate being. This idea that we have to compete with men and this hustle culture that is being pushed onto us is exhausting us and it is depriving us of our femininity.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. As a man, one day it just finally hits you where you just like, I'm never gonna argue with a woman again. And when I say argue, I don't mean a serious argument. I'm talking about like just going back and forth, like trying to make them see something the way you see it. You realize like, bruh, I'm gonna say what I gotta say one time. And once I say it once, if you don't understand it or I don't feel like you trying to understand it, it is what it is. Like literally, they win, they can have it. And I'm just gonna move accordingly. Cause you ain't gonna do nothing but stress yourself out. I know the women probably feel the same way about us, but it's like, bruh, like, give up. You're not gonna get through.
What do 2-3 single guys go out at night for? To get, I'ma say it.
What's the group of ladies going out on a girls' night for, huh? Oh, that's right. To get attention from guys? Ooh. Gonna make somebody mad with that. No, guys, I'm obviously just kidding. They're obviously just going out to have fun with their girls and like they're just getting dressed up for themselves. Okay? So don't ever think that. Otherwise, you are a toxic, bigoted shell of a man. Grow up. Be mature.
I hate to tell you this, but if you're trying to date men and you hate men, dating is not going to be very easy for you. It's actually going to suck. And I'm not saying that a lot of men aren't awful and don't show up in relationships. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you spend all your time on the people that you are attempting to date or talking about how awful they are or sitting across from them and thinking about how awful they are, it's not going to be a very fun experience. And you're actually just going to keep dating awful men. So shift your attitude around men. And if that means taking a break from dating, that's what you're going to have to do. Because I promise there are definitely people out there that will feel good for you to date. But if you're only bringing negative energy to dating, that's what you're going to get back.
Y'all ain't about to like what they're saying, but I'm about to clear this up. One thing you just never see on social media is dads or baby daddies talking about their baby mamas or anything. So you will really never know if a girl is a good mom or not. It's like, but you always see baby mamas on social media talk about the dads and shit like that. And sometimes it really don't even be the dads that's really deadbeats for real. It be the mama who making it hard for the dad to be a father. Why? One, this is the top reason. Because if he don't want to deal with you, he have another girl. Oh, baby mamas hate that. Well, I don't want no girl around my kid. I don't want that. It's just like you can be grown enough to have a conversation. I'm pretty sure you just don't want any girl around your kid. Y'all can have a conversation and shit like that. But it's just like, y'all be stopping them from seeing their kids over them want to move on and shit like that. And it just be like, oh, if they don't want to be with you or see you, or they're not like giving you the money, they're buying all the things that they need for their kid and giving it to you, but they're not physically giving you the money. It just be like, come on now. So you never know if a mom really a deadbeat for real.
Summon all your cousins because you're going to want to beat me up after this one. A lot of y'all children should primarily be with the father and not with you. I don't know what made y'all think or where this unspoken rule came from that if I'm constantly falling short and I don't have the sense of stability that because I have your child primarily, that you should have to financially pick that up. If you cannot financially provide stability for your child, and of course emotional and other things play into that, but if you are struggling financially and you cannot maintain a roof over my child's head without me having to constantly step up, don't you think that that child should be with the other parent? ... But that's a conversation that you don't want to have because you much rather take the handout. Because you know, we as women, we always have help. It's always somebody to go to, whether it's your mama, your cousin, another, whoever. Men don't have that option. And the reality is, if, not saying that all men should do it, but if men would stop being so, I'll give this to you because you are the primary care provider, what would that make you do? You would have to figure it out. But because you have so many other alternative options, you rather just take that than give your child the best life that they deserve. A lot of y'all are selfish and y'all just don't want to have that conversation. Stop having children if you cannot provide the appropriate things that child needs to thrive and flourish. Financial stability, emotional support, and so on and so forth. Y'all be some stingy hoes, and I hate that for y'all. All that's going to do is give your child the short end of the stick. And
who do you think is more complicated, men or women?
Women.
It's about damn time. Finally, y'all admit it.
Because we're smart.
You're smart.
You guys aren't smart enough to be complicated.
Wouldn't the smart thing to not be complicated?
If you're stupid, you're super simple, no?
Isn't simple usually better?
No.
How, Sway?
You don't like complexity? No, you don't like complexity, you like simplicity.
If things are too complicated, then it's like you're just making your life harder. Why not make things simple? Life's already hard.
Do you hate women?
No, wait, whoa. No. What made you think that?
Well, you like simplicity more, no? Are you gay?
This is a Michael Jordan Space Jam level reach. I'm guessing she's never heard the term kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
You don't need a therapist. You need to stop acting like life is a medical condition. Bad days aren't trauma, and feeling lost isn't a disorder. And not getting your way, that's not oppression, that's Tuesday. People have started diagnosing normal struggles like they're psychological crisis, when in reality life comes with stress, setbacks, and uncertainty. That's not dysfunction, that's just being alive. Therapy has its place, but so does resilience. At some point, you have to stop overanalyzing every inconvenience and start handling things like a functional adult. Because resilience isn't outdated, it's just rebranded as toxic positivity.
So a couple of weeks ago, I was texting a woman, and she told me she was living with her parents, which is, there's no shame in that. She said she's unemployed in between things, living with her parents. Same, like 2 sentences. She asked where I lived. I told her I rent a house. Verbatim, she said, "Ooh, men who don't own property are a red flag." Live from her parents' basement, she said this. I'm like, is it, like, don't you have a curfew? Like, what? At least I don't have to worry about waking up my parents if I bring somebody home. Like, what? I'm so sorry. Like, champagne taste on a beer budget, right? Again, no shame, but like...
What to do when your man's upset and you don't know why? Sometimes men just wake up mad as they don't even be knowing why they mad. Just grumpy as hell. In these type of situations, you gotta do 3 things. Number 1, shut the fuck up. Hush. Just be quiet. Cause whatever pissed him off already turned his ass mute. Don't get to asking him a million questions and then get mad when you can't figure it out. Then you mad cause he mad. How that work? Just chill, my baby, and let him tell you when he cool down. In the meantime, just stay in his corner. He wants you around, he just don't feel like talking. Number 2, give that man a hug. The world probably whooped his ass that day. Just finish giving him a 10-piece smackdown. Love on that man. Tell him it's going to be okay. Men are dramatic. At the end of the day, they might act hard, but they really just want to be babied. Let him suck on your take him some food, get his favorite snack. Whatever makes him feel better. Number 3, get that man some. Don't even ask him to do it, just whip it out. Man been begging for all week, just do it. A little bit goes a long way. Men are simple. I promise you that little bit of gonna turn his whole day around. You know how much motivation he gonna have after that? You might find him run for president. On my granny, 100% guaranteed to pull him out of any slump. Come here, I'ma tell you a secret. Men are not that hard to please.
So fellas, let me tell you a little secret. Stop staying in relationships with women who do not respect you. Let me tell you why. When you are in a relationship with a woman who does not respect you, your potential and the things in your life that you really want to do go from here to here. The power of a woman's words has the power to make you or break you. So if you're in a relationship with a woman who does not speak life into you, who is not there to support you, who is not there to provide an atmosphere for you to think clearly, which means, again, keeping the house clean, keeping the house neat, keeping things organized around the home. If she does not provide that for you, she is limiting you. Think about it. You thrive as a man, you thrive at your highest when a woman is in her femininity.
So yeah, women only cheat for 3 reasons: revenge, money, or love. Revenge, pretty obvious, right? You done cheated on her and she feels like the only way she can make herself feel better or feel justified in staying with you is to go cheat herself. So this scenario would never happen if you don't cheat on her first. Okay, cool. Money. She done met some dude, he got more money than you got, and he's generous with it. And I don't mean selfish money, like he's buying her bags and shoes and clothes and paying for her to get her hair done, stuff like that. He could just be giving her money. She could be using it for her family, filling a deficit that was there in your household income. And at some point, he could wear her down. Now, the good thing about this one is we don't come across many men who are single who got that much money and willing to spend it on somebody else's wife. So chances are she ain't gonna run across that. So that scenario, very unlikely, right? Okay. The big one, the third one. She done found somebody else she in love with. Now you in trouble here because he's probably better than you and she's probably gonna leave you for him. So that's the one you gotta watch out for. Women are not sexually opportunistic. Men walk up to us in the grocery store trying to talk to us. We love saying, oh, we married, we got a man, we in a relationship. We ain't the one sliding our rings off to appear single or saying we don't have a partner when we have 3. That's not us. We also don't need no variety. Random ding-a-ling don't do it for us. So stop saying women cheat as much as men. It simply is not true. I don't care about your stats that you done found. I know you're going to argue in the comments. Don't tag me though. Argue amongst yourself. Go.
I bet you money that if they got rid of child support, alimony, Section 8, and low-income housing, that there's a lot of women out there that would change their attitude overnight.
I'm 29 and I've been married for almost 10 years. Let me give you a little word of advice. If you go outside with your ass hanging out and with your boobs all out, you will attract men who like those kinds of things. You might attract a man who wants to cheat on his wife. You might attract a man who wants to see how you feel. But where's the victory in that? Where is the longevity? Where is the seriousness of a man who wants to take you serious and make you his wife and have kids with you and build a life with you? If you continue to let your body to be a playground, the kids are all going to want to play.
What's like your craziest first date story? I asked because like I've never really had like a bad date. I've been pretty lucky when it comes to the dating front and having like either really good dates or like okay dates. So these like crazy like first date stories just fascinate me. So I want to hear it.
We love a good humble brag. Basically, y'all out here having problems and I don't have enough drama in my life. Let me know.
A man that won't drive 30 minutes for a date is a man that's never going to get into my pants. Because what do you mean that's too far? Like, you should be going to the ends of the earth for me. You can't make it downtown? Then I guess I'll see you never.
I don't have anything better to do, so here are my dating app icks unprompted. If you have any type of voice note or voice memo on your profile, I'm swiping left immediately. I don't want to hear from men that I know. I really don't want to hear from men that I don't know. The overuse of emojis. Why are you even using emojis? Better yet, why do I see multiple emojis consecutively? Are you a 12-year-old girl? I thought not. Take the emojis out of your bio. If I see a Snapchat handle, I'm actually reporting your profile. That goes a little bit beyond an ick. So one of my icks in real life is when men wear sandals, especially like I have to really like you to look past the sandals thing. If any of your pictures have you in a sandal, to the left. And this last one is very specific. But if anything in your bio says like we can build together, I'm swiping left. Anyway, guys, remember that icks are supposed to be petty. Like, they don't have to make sense. They're just your icks because they're your icks. All right? These are just mine. And I felt like sharing. Anyway, I'm gonna get my ass off the apps. It's not looking good over there.
Oh, you women always talk about how smart you are with all of your degrees, but you let a guy with a high school diploma manipulate you. Yes. And that makes sense, and I'll tell you why. There's something called book smarts and street smarts. So those who are academically inclined have probably been buried in books their whole life, a significant portion of their adult life, so they don't have street smarts, or don't tend to anyway. So they may not be able to read red flags, or read the room, or see through people's BS, or even learn how to manipulate, because that's not a skill that they would be learning when they're in school. People who are street smart tend to be able to read the room, read red flags. They're able to see through people's BS. They're able to learn how to manipulate because that might be a survival tactic that they had to learn. So of course, when we're talking about the skill of manipulation, someone who is street smart would have that skill. Now, if you put that same street smart person against the book smart person on a test or in the workplace, they'd probably lose in that arena too, because that's not their area of strength. That makes sense.
Know how many men no longer open the door for women?
Well, who caused that though? Who killed chivalry? I think, me personally, I think some women killed chivalry because I'm gonna tell you why. Let me before you talk, bro. Let me say my piece. The reason why I say that, because and I can have men that can attest to this. When men try to do those nice things, open the door for a woman, you know, slide her chair for her. These men are called, oh, he's too soft. Or when a man give women roses, he's too, bro, it happens. I have men that can attest to this.
Let me tell you something, brother.
I have men that can attest to
Opening a door is not something you do because you being nice.
No,
that's just something you do because it's just something you do, bro.
But I'm saying though,
and you're not doing it for somebody to be grateful for. It's just, that's just in you, man.
No,
you know what I mean?
Okay, let me go back to what I said.
There is a reason why men do this.
And what reason would that be?
The reason that men say I'm staying single, which in other terms basically means I'm also willing to have a string of hookups that mean nothing to get my own needs satisfied.
I just love these type of arguments. They are so much fun.
The reason that they do this is because they are not willing to face themselves.
Oh, is that what they mean? Most men usually aren't known for speaking with double meanings. They usually say exactly what they meant, but do go on.
Any man that says, you know, I'm staying single is because they do not want to be in a situation that is causing them to face parts of themselves that have been denied, that have been repressed, where they are not taking accountability for the way that they show up in relationships. And obviously, if they're not in relationship or opening themselves up to the right person, they're not going to have this mirroring. And so by isolating and saying, you know, this is why men are staying single, it's just basically another way of saying, I don't want to face myself.
Fascinating, but yet it doesn't seem to be based on any sort of logical thinking whatsoever. It rather seems to be coming from an emotional place called the projection section. And that's why I love these sort of arguments, because if we're to, in the spirit of equality, say that women do the exact same things for the exact same reasons, and that's why a lot of women choose to stay single, well then, I imagine there would be a lot of individuals that would be very upset about that, because some individuals do like staying single because it's peaceful and to avoid toxic behavior. Nothing more than that.
Look, I was raised to where the man in the house gets the first plates, okay? Then it's the kids, then it's the woman. Like, I eat last. I prepared the meal. I'm going to make sure everybody else eat, and then I'm going to eat, okay? And after my man is done eating, I am picking up his plates. Baby, do not touch that plate. I don't care where we're at. If we're at my house, my mama's house, his mama's house, don't touch that plate. I got it. Okay, and everybody wasn't raised the same, but my granny did not play that shit. When I'm saying that, I'm not saying we all don't eat together, but that's the arrangement that I'm making the plates. That's the order of which I'm making our plates. I'm making my man's plate, I'm making the kid's plate, and then I'm making my plate.
I feel like black men are like really obsessed with natural hair, and it's so weird. Like, oh, but is that your natural hair? Like, who cares? Like, your mom, your sister, your cousins, your grandma, none of them have natural hair. Do you ask your mama, do you call Miss Tina and be like, Mom, are you wearing your natural hair? Like, who cares? Like, you never see a Mexican man asking that, a white man, like, but a black man? Like, I just don't get it. I'm starting to think that you want to bust down. Like, do you want a Colombian bundles with double weft? Like,
Women like this are so stupid. Like, why would you take your phone and record some dumb like that? I hope she didn't do her lips, because if she did, that doesn't look good. That's number one.
It does not bother me like it bothers you females when my man tells me to do something. Whatever he says goes. That's just the bottom line for me. I don't care what you guys think. You're like, oh, you're acting like a pick-me. How am I acting like a pick-me if I'm already picked? And I'm going to stay picked, because at the end of the day, I honor my man. I respect him. If he tells me not to post something, I'm not posting it. If he tells me not to do something, I'm not doing it. I'm not arguing about it. I'm not going back and forth about it. Because that's the man that I chose to protect me and to provide for me and to be there for me. So I trust his word. So when he says take that down, it's going down. I'm not asking him why. His reasoning is his reasoning, and I'm trusting his reasoning on why he wants me to do something or not do something. So for y'all coming at me and saying all these weird things, it does not bother me that I respect my man. And the reason why he loves me the way he does is because he knows how I stand behind him. So I guess I am a pick-me. But he picked me.
And they really hate that a woman can take instruction and that a man is actually trying to help you.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but your job as his woman is to elevate him. I don't care if I'm dating the cashier. I'm going to be on some, baby, how do we get you to be the manager? And if I'm dating the general manager, is, baby, what we got to do to make you district manager? My job is to keep you focused and inspired. My job is to make sure that you achieve every single dream that you ever have and make you see other dreams that you didn't even know was possible. Energy.
Now, all the fellas say that they like the natural girls. No lashes, no weave, body tea. What's up? Y'all feeling it or what? This what y'all said y'all like, the natural hair. We giving it to y'all. What's up? We not bald head under these wigs, baby, and we got little edges. Yeah, what's tea?
Here we are. So are you implying that a woman that's gotten work done is...
Insecurities, yes.
Damn.
Let's just get right into the spicy stuff. What are your thoughts on BBLs?
Not a fan.
Okay. Get into that a little more.
What are my thoughts on BBLs in general, or what are my thoughts on BBLs in my woman?
Both.
In general, I don't care what you do with your body.
Okay.
For my woman, as me, you know, presenting with my woman and in love with my woman and showing my woman to my mom, I would like more... so I don't hurt anybody's feelings, a more secure woman in their lives that are very happy with their bodies, or, you know, willing to progress and work out for the body that they want.
Women should be able to just sleep with whoever they want. Yeah. And I agree they should be able to sleep with whoever they want. And I should also have the choice to not date them. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and tell you I'm telling women to never sleep with anyone. What I'm telling you is I have the right to also be selective and not date them. And it doesn't make me wrong. It doesn't make me weird to not want to be with a woman who's been with a lot of men. It doesn't make me insecure. It doesn't make me weird if I want my wife to only be with me. It doesn't, because I'm not open to that doesn't make me strange.
Exactly. You can go do whatever you want. But as you're going to do whatever you want, just remember, I don't have to accept that. Remember, I have standards.
My bills stay paid and you can't afford me. I don't give a what you think.
That can't be true. Beacons. Here, as usual, OnlyFans. $12.99 a month. Nope, I can afford you. I'm not gonna, but I can afford you.
Who do you think is worse? A man rejecting a woman because of her weight, or a woman rejecting a man because of his height?
Obviously, it's worse if a man is rejecting a woman because of her weight, because I am a woman and I can't say the other way around.
A man rejecting a woman because she fat, because she a woman and she gave birth to y'all, so respect the women.
A woman rejecting a man because of his height? What if he can't grow anymore? What if it's just genetics? You can't change that.
A guy rejecting a girl because of her weight, just because. It's just like rude. It's just rude.
When a guy rejects a girl because of her weight, because it's just rude. One, height is preference, weight is based off of like appearances.
A man rejecting a woman because of her weight, that's like body shaming.
A woman, because like a man can't change his height, but a woman can change their weight, you know?
Women judging men's height is worse because they're shallow.
Does anyone else think that we kind of went too far with this whole like all feelings are valid thing? Before I lose you, I just saw a video of a girl sobbing in her car because she told her roommates that she was going to move out, she was going to find a new place to live, and they were like, oh, okay. And then a couple days later, they were like, okay, like we found someone who could potentially take your spot. Sobbing in her car because she feels replaced and abandoned. And she is the one who is moving out. She's like, it just brought up all these old wounds of like, I told one of my friends when I was younger that I was moving and I thought that she would be devastated. And she was just like, oh, that's awesome for you. And I just can't believe that I'm so easily expendable. You can feel your feelings, but like you are making up this reality in your head. Your roommates are not abandoning you, baby girl. You're moving out. They have to fill the space. And I think we've just gotten so wild and outrageous with the therapy speak and the all feelings are valid that people are just like not like looking at themselves with a critical eye anymore.